in high doses.
Lower it even more.
Yeah, it's good for high blood pressure, so if you already have low. A little bit's not going to kill you, but if you're drinking it regularly, yeah,
right.
You want to take
And
it.
also the wormwood is anti-parasite.
It is. That's how it got its common name. It's a vermifuge as well. Yeah, a lot of these have so much more we could have talked about, but only so much time. So.
Which is the wormwood?
This one. The silvery?
The bitter one.
No, I wouldn't have brought that. I don't
know. But which is the one? Oh, it's like this.
No, digitalis is a whole other species. It's actually related to mullein. This is in the Artemisia family, and almost all of the Artemisias have this silvery leaf, which is really lovely. Mugwort, things like that. Sage is also in that family. It's got that silvery leaf.
Oh, okay. So these can be used in cooking?
They can be. Wormwood would be really bitter in your cooking, but the thyme, the sage, lemon balm for teas. Comfrey I wouldn't necessarily do because it's going to make it really like slimy, almost like okra does, because it's a mucilagenic.
Which one?
The comfrey. And skullcap I didn't talk about. It's one of my American skullcap. It's one of my favorites for overwhelm, stress, nervousness, anxiety. It's great for when public speaking. It's just sort of like you take a dropperful and you're just like,
oh, good. I can have some of that before my gig this afternoon.
Totally. I've got a bunch right here. It's also pretty bitter, so you might want to take it as a tincture. But. Which one? The one I was just talking about? Skullcap. And there's two different kinds of skullcap. There's Chinese skullcap and American skullcap. Totally different medicine. So this is the American skullcap.
The lemon balm.
Yes.
That's the same that they use in cocktails, like mojitos?
Yes.
That's the same one,
yeah.
right?
They might be a mint. So it's a kind of mint, and so they might use a lemon balm. They might use peppermint. But yeah, they'll use a kind of mint in mojitos for sure.
Isn't comfrey also used to help stimulate breast milk production?
It can.
Yes.
Yeah. But what's interesting is I'm doing these courses and how to make those connections, and so many of these herbs, like the original connection was through spirits, through liquor, and so it's been really fun, like chartreuse and all of these other liquors, like were originally like these herbs with alcohol, like basically a grain alcohol. And so it's been really fun to see these craft cocktail places like Sovereign Remedies, because they're bringing in a lot of herbal medicine back into the spirits, like making that connection come back, and I love that. I'm not a big drinker, but it's gotten me really excited about spirits again.
Some of the beer breweries are actually getting into that a little bit too.
Yeah, and like before hops, chamomile was really one of the big things that they used for beer. Several others. Hops was sort of a later thing.
Cilantro.
What's that?
Cilantro.
Cilantro is an herb, yeah. So cilantro is the younger leaf version, and then when it seeds, they call it coriander, and coriander is a fabulous digestive aid.
So what is like this looking?
It's a different family, but it has that leafiness. It's like parsley looking almost.
Yeah. That's what I cook with.
Yeah, cilantro is great, and it's also very like cleansing. It like takes out that. In Ayurveda we call it ama. It's like a toxin that sort of builds up, and when we have ama in the system, or those toxins, we get that brain fog. We start to feel tired. We have less immunity, less vitality. So yeah.
I just think heavy metals too, I believe.
Heavy metals.
Heavy metals,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it has. I think it has some of those saponins in it that sort of break down cell walls. So yeah, what were we gonna say?
In your classes,
Yeah.
did you teach how to recognize the plants?
Yeah.
Or
So in the show, so I do like phone calls. We're not doing it there. I do like weekend programs. I have a 45-hour certification, and that's when we'll go out into the field and we'll learn how to identify it, and we'll make medicine with it. Like you'll learn how to make tinctures and vinegars and oils and salves and all that. Making food as our medicine. So yeah, it's a really fun program. Yeah.
Do you know anything about hypercalm drops?
I'm not sure what you're talking about. Often those calm remedies have magnesium in them. I don't know if this one does. Magnesium, about 1 in 4 Americans is deficient in magnesium. And some of the side effects of being deficient in magnesium is insomnia and depression. And so there's about 40 million Americans on antidepressants, which have a really important place. And I have a curiosity about how much of that is just magnesium deficiency.
This one's just for ADD.
Yeah, so similar sort of thing, that anxiousness, that there's lemon balm is a really great one for ADD, as well as magnesium. And there's a lot of other things herbally.
But that would be good for the hyperactive ADD.
Yep, a skull cap as well.
What if it's over focus ADD?
Like the kind of OCD
Yes,
sort of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some other things that we can do for that as well. So yeah, we need a deeper conversation to really get into that piece. But yeah, there's herbal ways of approaching that. Yeah.
So what's a good like next step if I want to step in, but I don't want to wait till next spring, and I'm not a woman, and so I can't do your women's conference. Even though I have real problems with PMS, but, you know.
The whole world does. Or actually our country. So next steps would be, I have a series of tele classes coming up, so that's one way. It's not in person, but that's one way. I'm like, oh, that's a woman's thing, so that's not going to work. To call me, we could do one-on-one stuff, which is often a really fun way to get started. And articles. But yeah, calling me or the teleconferences coming up.
Are the teleconferences audio-visual?
What's that?
Are the teleconferences audio-visual or just telephone?
It's telephone.
Telephone.
And handouts. I am part of a tele-summit. So there's it's called Everyday Ayurveda, and that's coming up in about a week and a half, where they did an interview, and there's all sorts of really interesting information with that as well. What were you saying?
A book.
It's coming. It's not done yet, but it's coming.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's and right now I'm developing a wellness coaching curriculum, and it's been really fun because as those pieces come up, I'm like, oh, it's overlapping the book perfectly. So yeah, so that you'll see that hopefully soon. But in the meantime, we've got lots of articles. Yeah. Any other questions? Pictures. Well, thank you all so much. I love talking about herbs and love hearing people get excited about them. So thanks.
I live in Johnson City.
Yeah.
I need to take some of that shit.
I come in Asheville like every couple of weeks or whatever.
Go ahead, take it.
So I'm a bit confused. How do I?
So I do a lot of phone consults. I could also,